people, and welcome to Vlogmas day 8, where it is muslin comparison day. Today I'm working on getting the fit right for my Mccalls 7974 that I'm making for the hashtag Little Red Dress Project challenge dress. The fabric for it finally came in the mail, so I'm excited to get started on it just as soon as I get the fit right. So far I have done 3 muslins, and I thought I would start off by showing you each of them and giving you a look at how the fit changes between them. So as always, I have to give you the disclaimer that I am not a fit expert by any means. I barely know what I'm doing. So if you're looking for fit advice, this is probably not the video for you. I'm trying my best to learn how to make pattern alterations so that the clothes that I make fit better. And so the purpose of this video is just to show you my journey and the process and what it looks like, in hopes that we can all learn a little bit of something, hopefully. So to start, I'm going to be showing you 3 muslins, one after the other. And I really like seeing them this way. I feel like you can really get a sense of how the fit changes from muslin to muslin and after each change. So I think hopefully that will be helpful and interesting, and you might learn something and I might learn something. So let's get into it. I think the best way to show you is to pull the camera in close and actually go to voiceover to talk about it. So then I don't have the microphone business and you can actually hear me better. And so anyways, let's get started and let me get that set up. Okay, so as you can see, for these muslins, I chose to just make the bodice to assess the fit. I didn't add any facings or linings. I didn't attach the skirt. So it's really just the bodice front, the bodice back, the yoke, and the 2 midriff pieces. I just sewed them together with a basting stitch, and then I clipped all the seam allowances of the arm and the neckline. So as you can see, I just pinned it on me where the buttons would be. For reference, I'm 5'8", my bust is 42, and my waist is anywhere from I don't know, 33 to 35 these days. So I actually cut out the pieces for this muslin back in July, and I totally forgot about them until I found them recently. I cut a size 18, and I don't know if that was just like wishful thinking or whatever, but yeah, it's a little small. So for the size 18, it's a bust 40 and a waist 32. So anyway, it's not terrible, but the waist is pretty tight, and I think it's probably too tight to be comfortable. So for the second version, I decided to actually make my size based on the size chart, which is a size 20. So this is the size 20 with no modifications. It definitely has a bit more room through the back and through the waist. And the main thing that I'm seeing here is the seam between the bodice and the midriff pieces. It's sitting a little high on my bust. So I thought maybe I need a full bust adjustment to add a little bit more space and bring the seam down. But I really shouldn't need a full bust adjustment because my high bust and my bust are only have like a 2-inch difference. Anyway, so I did a bunch of research online about it, and I came across Sharn's videos from Kittenish Behavior, and she basically just adds length to the bottom of the bodice piece, and that takes care of the seam. So that's what I decided to do, and that brings me to muslin number 3. Somehow I came up with the idea that I needed to add 1.5 inches to the bodice seam, so that's what you're seeing here. I also decided on this one to attach just one of the sleeves, just to make sure that the length was okay and everything was okay with the sleeves. Overall, I think I definitely added too much. You can see how low the bodice seam is sitting now, and then the neckline is gaping open quite a bit because of that. So I also think the waistline is dropped a little too much now as well. So overall, there's just a lot of extra fabric that I just don't think that I really need. Okay, here's my game plan. I'm going to add about a 1/2 inch to the bust seam. I added that 1.5 inches. It was too much. As is too little. So I think I'm gonna try 1 inch. So I'm going to take the size 20 with the sleeve. This is the one I added the 1.5 inches to, and I'm just gonna take out about 1 inch from that bust midriff seam. I'm just gonna alter that muslin and see how that fits. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will be back to show you the results. It's probably most useful for you to just look at the side with the sleeve. So I just got back from doing pretty much major surgery on this muslin. I took out 1 inch at the bodice seam, and I just don't know. I mean, it's okay. The back looks all right. The length seems okay. I think adding the 1/2 inch, I mean, it's not totally sitting underneath my bust, but it's not as on top of it as it was. The neckline is gaping a little bit more than I like, and I just have no idea. And it's kind of frustrating. I feel very frustrated right now. I'm so confused, and I don't know. So I'm really hungry. I'm gonna go have lunch, and I think my hunger is impeding my ability to think. I'm gonna go ponder it, and I'll come back to you when I have resolved my thoughts. Okay, I'm back. I had some lunch. I pondered it. I made my husband listen to me while I showed him all of the different videos and compared and contrasted them. And I've come up with my plan for this project. Okay, I think this last version that I just finished is the best choice. I took a look on Instagram and I took a look back at the pattern, and I think that this is maybe closest to how it's supposed to fit. So this one is the size 20, and it's a 1/2 inch added to this seam here, and those are the only modification. That's the only modification really. And I think with the skirt weighing it down, it will be as good as I'm gonna get. The only other consideration is when you add length to the seam, the neckline drops down, and so it's kind of gapy here, and I kind of want to fix that. So I think I'm going to raise this neckline up the same length that I dropped it down here. So that would be a 1/2 inch. And I've seen some tutorials online increasing or raising up the neckline a little bit and like adding a button here. And I think that will just be better overall. It'll be more comfortable. I don't have to worry about my bra showing, things like that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the size 20. I'm gonna add a 1/2 inch to this seam, and I'm going to raise the neckline about a 1/2 inch, and I think add a button right above the seam here. So yeah, I think that should be good enough. This pattern frustrates me, and I feel like it really highlights how little I know about fitting. It's definitely not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I'm not gonna sit around and make like 10 muslins, you know, like this is just gonna have to be good enough. I mean, you can see here, this is the apex, you know, my apex is over here. Why? I don't know. Who knows? You know, looking at some of the pictures online, this is more curved on a lot of people. It curves down. It seems more straight across on me. Why? I don't know. You know, maybe this shoulder looks a little big, but I think once I attach the facing, it'll come up a little bit. So, you know, it is what it is. Like I said at the beginning of this video, not an expert. I'm just trying to make things look okay. If I had made the straight size 18, it would have been too small. If I made the size 20 straight out of the box, it probably would have been okay. But I think lowering this a little bit is just a little bit better, and raising the neckline is going to be a little bit more comfortable. So we're just going for little small wins, and that's the plan. So you know what? Do you want to see the fabric I'm going to make it out of? Let me go get it and I'll show you. This is the fabric I'm going to make it out of. This is a crepe back satin from Amazon in the color cranberry. So it has this dull side and then the shiny side. And hey, get away, get away, get away, get away. My cat is trying to play with it already. Wow, that was fast. Definitely don't want him playing with this because I don't need his claws in this satin. So anyways, this is the plan for the dress. And I was thinking about contrasting the front and back side, because technically crepe back satin is a reversible fabric. So I was playing with the idea of, you know, playing with the contrasts here, but honestly, the satin side is so pretty that I kind of want to just make it out of that. And you know what? I was thinking of covering my own buttons, and so maybe I'll do the buttons in the contrast fabric. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to think about it. I just pulled it out of the package, so it's new. we're still getting to know each other. I'll have to just, you know, keep it around and think about how I want to use it. So that's the plan. Last thing before you go, do you guys want to see today's advent calendar? I didn't film yesterday's and I haven't opened today's. So if you're interested in the labels, let me go grab that and we can open it together. Okay, day number 8 on the advent calendar. This one here. Oh, I make my own clothes. Okay, this one's really cute. That's so cute. I love using the I make my own clothes hashtag on Instagram, so that's super cute. Yesterday's, day 7, I didn't show you guys in case you're interested. Day 7 was cutie. Okay, so that is it for day 8. Thank you for coming with me on this muslin journey. I hope some of it was sort of interesting, maybe a little bit. I know I went through quite a few emotions today on this journey. Despair, confusion, frustration, happiness, yeah, the whole thing. So today's been quite the roller coaster. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas day 9.